MVC, it's Aaron, Mutha Alamare. Today I am going to be doing a response to a video by Headbangers Closet. His name is Brett. Very cool new channel I just discovered, and thanks to Ron Haggerty. And he did a really interesting thing that got my wheels spinning here. And then Ron Haggerty did a response video that got them spinning even more. Both of those are great videos, and the Headbangers Closet video was called 80s Hair Bands, my favorite hair band debut albums. So he ranked his top 4. And then Ron Haggerty went and he ranked his top 20. And I'm going to attempt to do my top 20 with about 40 or 50 honorable mentions, because when I tried to do this, I mean, I had so many that I absolutely love, debut albums from these type of bands. And this genre is my favorite genre of music, along with the thrash and speed metal from the 80s and 90s. Those two genres are my two favorites. Now, the term hair metal never really came up. It was never used back when all these bands were out. It was invented afterwards by people that wanted to call all this music something. And it's very subjective. Now, I put a lot of time into this one, actually. What I did was I took my top debut albums from 1982 to 1992, because I think that is the 10-year span where it was really at its height. I mean, there was stuff that came out a little bit before, a little bit after, but from 82 to 92 is where the majority of the great releases were, for debuts anyway. And, you know, a lot of these bands, and there's a lot of bands that like Kiss, Aerosmith, even Ozzy, that became like that type of music for a while in that era, that kind of, you know, morphed into that, which is really cool. And, you know, to call it hair metal is really selling it short. I don't like that term, but for this video I will use it. But there's all kinds of subgenres of that, and that's the hard part, is that it bleeds into all different kinds. So what I did was I took everything that can be considered that and added that into it. So everything from, like, there's the glam, which is where they're heavily makeup, you know, have a lot of makeup and they look almost girlish. That's like the glam side. And then there's like the street side of it, like Guns N' Roses, where they had kind of a punk attitude and might have wore a little makeup here and there, had their hair sprayed at times, but they were more street. Like, you know, Skid Row would be in that too. And then there's also like the, you know, where do you put like the pop metal, like Bon Jovi, Jafria, which is more keyboard oriented. That, you know, it's kind of in there too. And then you've got like the shock metal, like you know, like Wasp and Twisted Sister, stuff like that, that was a little heavier, but it's also considered in this category by some people. So, and then my favorite of all of them are the Sleaze Metal, which happened a little later on, the late 80s is where it started, and it's more blues oriented with a heavier flavor. It's a little, you know, a little harder rocking than a lot of the other bands, and it has a blues flavor to it. So I just put all that into one thing. So you're going to get something from all of that stuff in here. And I'm going to show you my top 20, and then I will show you a bunch more of my favorites. And every single record I'm going to show, or they're mainly vinyl. I got some CDs and cassettes too. It's going to be a long video. But every one of these I would highly recommend. I think every one of these is a great album, and they're all debuts from 1982 to 1992. So I'm going to get started here because it's going to be long. So I will start by going with my top 20, then I'll show everything else. So at number 20, I've got Bullet Boy's debut. I absolutely love this album, love this band. Not my favorite album by this band, but this is a great debut. You know, I had the hits Smooth Up In Ya and For the Love of Money, but every song on it is amazing, starting with Hard as a Rock and all the way to F Sharp 9, I think is the last one, I'm not positive. I'd have to listen to it again. But this is an amazing record at number 20. Number 19, this one I think it's from 89. Tora Tora with Surprise Attack. More on the sleaze metal bluesy side with Walking Shoes and Phantom Rider. Love's a Bitch. You know, this is an amazing record. I love this. Tora Tora at number 19. Now, I'll kind of go through these quick because I got so many, so I'm not going to talk a whole lot about all of them. Number 18, White Lion, Fight to Survive. Maybe their heaviest album they did, and my favorite album by White Lion. It's got, you know, Broken Hearts, one of their best songs. Road to Valhalla, All Burn in Hell. This is an amazing record. And Vito Bratta is absolutely one of the best guitarists in metal. And the interesting thing, James Lomenzo, the bass player from White Lion, actually went on and played on a couple Megadeth records. So, you know, these guys can play. All these bands like this, they were excellent musicians. Now, number 17, and this might be a lot of people's favorite, but for me, I love this record, but it's not, I love all these others a little better. This is Guns N' Roses, Appetite for Destruction. What an amazing album. You know, this, when I first heard this, it blew me away. It still blows me away when I listen to this, but I just like other ones a little more, even though this is amazing. You know, everyone knows this one. Welcome to the Jungle, Sweet Child of Mine, you know, Paradise City, all the great deep tracks like Mr. Brownstone and My Michelle and Rocket Queen. Amazing record, of course. You know, and that's what's so hard about this. It's my favorite style of music, so really all of these are number one to me in a way. And even all the ones I'm going to show after are just as good as all these. That's just, I can't believe how great this music is. Okay, at where am I? Number 16, I got the Sea Hags debut, their only album. Love this album. Half the Way Valley, Bunk Bed Creek, All the Time, Misfortune. Every song is great. Back to the Grind. I love this album. This is more of the sleazy, harder edge, street metal. Killer stuff there. Another one of my very favorites, 15. I'll stop saying that because all these are. So just know all these are like my favorite records ever. Four Horsemen, Nobody Said It Was Easy at 15. And this is more of the bluesy side as well. Just really killer, hard rock and roll. Love this. The title song, Nobody Said It Was Easy, is amazing. Rockin' Is My Business. You got Wanted Man on here. Hothead, Moonshine. Love this album. Number 14. This is definite sleaze metal, glam metal. Rockskank, Things You've Never Done Before. I remember the first time I heard this, I bought this as a blind buy on cassette when it first came out when I was visiting in Portland, Oregon. Walked down to the Music Millennium, bought this. Threw it on, and I was blown away instantly by the guitar work and the songs. They're just such killer songs. Stuff like Red Rose and, you know, Ball and Chain, Fastest Gun in Town. Love that. Love every song on this. One of the best Florida bands around. Love Rockskank. Number 13, Brittany Fox. This is so underrated. This band's from Philadelphia. Came up the same time as Cinderella. They kind of have the same sound, same look. Very similar to Cinderella, at least tonight's songs. This is kind of a heavy edge to it, but also just Dizzy Dean Davidson's vocals are very similar to Tom Kiefer. They have that rough edge, but plus the melodic voice mixed in. And this is an amazing record. I've always loved this. It's just amazing. Girls' School and Long Way to Love are the videos, but every song's good. They do a cover of Goodbye to Jane that's really good on here. Rock Revolution. It's a great album. Love Brittany Fox. I definitely need a reissue of this because mine's a little beat up, but I still listen to it a lot. Okay, at number 12. Now, I'm not including EPs as debuts, so this is the first full-length, Rat, Out of the Cellar. Love this album. Solid all the way through. Back for More, Wanted Man, of course, Round and Rounds on here. Every song's great. Lack of Communications, one of my very favorites, of course. Love this album. One of the best bands of the era. Absolutely love Rat, and this is an amazing debut. Number 11. This album came out, I believe, in 91. Yep, 91. Amazing record. Tough. What goes around comes around. And, what can I say about Tough? It's one of the most underrated bands of the early 90s. Love Stevie Rochelle's vocals, and this whole album is amazing. Wreck a Pit Bridge, Good Guys Wear Black. Even the slow songs, I Hate Kissing You Goodbye and Wake Me Up, are absolutely amazing. Ain't Worth a Dime, my favorite song on here. Love this album. Love this band. Number 11. Number 10, LA Guns debut. What an amazing record this is, too. From, starting out with No Mercy. The song Sex Action. I remember the first time I heard that. I just absolutely loved it, and I still do. Electric Gypsy. One Way Ticket. Amazing record. I think this is stronger than Appetite for Destruction. I know I'm in the minority there, but this is an amazing record. Absolutely badass. Love LA Guns. Okay, my top 10, this is number 9 now. That was the start of top 10. Number 9, I got Cinderella Night Songs. And this album changed my life when I first got it. I mean, I played it so much. Me and my friends out playing football in the yard, cranking it up on our, our little tape players, and just, man, starting off with Night Songs, that kind of intro, kind of Black Sabbath-y intro it has in a way, and just heavy as hell. And this band, so heavy. I saw them on tour for this album, and they were heavier live than on the album. Their songs sounded so good. Love this album. Every song's great on it. My favorite's probably In From the Outside, the deep track on here. But Shake Me, when I first heard Shake Me, it blew my mind. Still does. Love this album. Number 9. Number 8. This is a great Sleaze Metal record. Vain, No Respect. Davey Vain's vocals are great. The guitar work is amazing. Killer songs. This album just blows me away. The title song, No Respect, is one of the best songs of the late 80s. But every song is amazing on here. Who's Watching You and Beat the Bullet. Amazing videos they had. Icy, I've always loved Icy. Great Sleaze Metal at its finest. Vain with No Respect. Okay, at number 7. Can't believe this is this low, but that's how much I love these records. This is Too Fast for Love from Motley Crue. Absolutely stellar debut. Still my favorite Motley Crue record. Shout Out the Devil, number 2. But I love the punk edge this has to it. Just has that attitude to it. And I love every song on this. Starry Eyes, my favorite Motley Crue song. Always has been since the 80s. Is from here. And, Live Wire, Piece of Your Action, Take Me to the Top, everything. I love this album. I've heard this album probably 1,000 times or more. Seriously. I just absolutely love it. Okay, number 6. I really wanted this to be in the top 5. This is Spread Eagle. Love Spread Eagle. They're kind of more on the street side of this genre from New York. Heavier edge to them. Really raw, amazing, lots of hooks, just killer vocals from, amazing album. Starting off with Broken City, just blows me away. She just played Serenade. They had a video for her. I loved it every time that video came on. Back on the Bitch is about drugs. Amazing song. Scratch Like a Cat. Dead a Winner. Through These Eyes, the one ballad, is one of the best ballads of the late 80s, early 90s, whenever this was. But it's just an amazing record. Love Spread Eagle. One of my biggest growls, their second one on vinyl. I need that. Okay, at number 5. Amazing debut, Twisted Sister, Under the Blade. Now, the production on this is a little weird, and the production doesn't bother me, but after the the reissue they did with the additional song, this one is not as good to listen to for me, even though it's amazing. But, Shoot 'Em Down, every song on here is amazing. Destroyer, Under the Blade, the heaviest Twisted Sister ever was. Amazing record. It's just a mind-blowingly good album here. Under the Blade from Twisted Sister. Number 5. I can't recommend that one enough. Number 4. Now this one, it is a debut. Love this album. Ace Frehley, Frehley's Comet. Man, when I first saw the video for Into the Night, I was like, holy crap, this is just so killer. Ace Frehley back, and it blew my mind. This whole album, I just love this album. Rock Soldiers, every song's amazing. One of my favorite albums of all time. Frehley's Comet, number 4. Number 3. What can I say about this record? This is kind of a Texas sleaze street rock. Dangerous Toys. Wow, this album, I've seriously might have heard this more than any other record on here, except for my number 1 and 2. That's probably why I put these at number 1, 2, and 3. And this album, me and my friends used to party this and play it over and over, sing along every song's great. It's just got that attitude, and Jason McMaster's vocals are so cool. Bones in the Gutter, Here Comes Trouble, 10 Boots Stompin'. Love this album. Teasin' Pleasin' and Scared were the singles, and they're both great. Amazing record, one of my favorites of all time. Love it. Number 2, and this is honestly one of my favorite records ever. Really got me into the heavier side of music. I almost didn't put this in because they're a little too heavy for this category, but not really. They still have makeup, but they're kind of a gore makeup. This is Wasp Debut. One of the best records ever made. Just an amazing piece of metal. Every song is amazing. I Want to Be Somebody, Sleeping in the Fire, Love Machine, The Flame, you know, every song is amazing on here. Just an absolute masterpiece of a record here. And I almost put that at number 1. But of course, the people know me, they know what my number 1 will be. My favorite album of this whole genre, and it has been since I got this album, the day it came out. Absolutely love it. It's a very raw, street, not really glam, kind of a street bluesy metal. They have ballads, they have heavy stuff, they have, you know, just kick-ass hard rockers. Sweet FA, Stick to Your Guns, my favorite album of any of this genre, and it's, you know, it was number 1 as soon as I did this. I knew it was this one. Wasp and Dangerous Toys, kind of 1A and 1B. I mean, 1B and 1C. But Stick to Your Guns. If you haven't heard this album, check it out. Starting with Prince of the City. It's got one of the best ballads of all time called Heart of Gold. Really kicking heavy song Whiskey River and Devil's Road. Just killer rock. I mean, I'm not talking heavy like thrash, but for this kind of music, this has got heavy stuff. It's got melodic stuff, everything you want in here. Killer vocals, great guitar playing, amazing drumming. Just an amazing record. Love Sweet FA. Stick to Your Guns, number 1. So, you know, all these other records, I was trying to make a list, including them all, but they're just so interchangeable because I love them all. And I'll just show you the rest of these really great debuts. There's Lay Down the Law from Keel. This is an amazing record here, too. Just killer rock and metal. You got, on the more keyboardy side, House of Lords, which is an amazing record. Has Greg Giuffria and Craig Goldie. Great band here. Chuck Wright. Craig Goldie was, I think, in there for a while, but Chuck Wright's on the album. Amazing album. Love them. Produced by Gene Simmons. This one had one of the hugest hits of the 80s. Autograph, Sign In Please. Great band. They only had 4 records. As far as I know, I think 4. I have them all. Killer stuff here. Maybe 3 albums. I'm losing my mind. But Autograph, you know, of course, Turn Up the Radio's on here. Great album there. Then here's a really interesting one. This was unique even when it was out. Jet Boy with Feel the Shake. Another amazing record. Just that title song is so killer, but every song's good on this too. Any of these records I'm showing, I would recommend. Every single one of them is good. And then Winger's debut. This is amazing. They're so underrated as musicians. You know, Kip Winger's a great bass player. You got Reb Beach on the guitar. You know, the drummer came from Dixie Dregs. That's a jazz fusion type band. So yeah, Rod Morgenstern, and you know, She's Only 70 is on here. Great album. That's a really good album. Underrated. Here's a kind of a lesser known one. My Little Fun House. Amazing record. I can't tell you how many times I listened to this one back in the 80s and 90s. You know, it's just an amazing kind of lesser known album, but really killer stuff. My Little Fun House. Then you got this great debut, White Tiger. Love this. Mark St. John from Kiss. There he is right there. His brother plays on this. An amazing record. I love this album. This is killer. Rock Warriors, Bad Time Coming. Great songs. Really good album, White Tiger. This is more on the mellower edge of this genre, but it's really good. This is Hurricane. Of course, the singer, what's his name? Hanson went on. He's in Foreigner now, and it's got the brothers from Quiet Riot, Craig Goldie, Cavazzo and Sarzo. Their brothers play guitar and bass, but they're flipped. There they are. Pretty good band here. Hurricane. This is a great album here. Heaven's Edge. Love this one. Killer band. Kind of just right in that groove of the middle road of all these, of how heavy they are. Really good. Another one of the keyboardish ones goes with House of Lords. Giuffria had Call to the Heart on here, which is a pretty big hit. And Greg Giuffria, the great keyboardist, came from the band Angel. And this is a great album here. Chuck Wright again. Craig Goldie and Chuck Wright are on here. So, and Craig Goldie, of course, played with Dio. And then, of course, this great Bon Jovi. I love this album. The first two Bon Jovis especially I absolutely love. Slippery and Wet I like a lot, and New Jersey, those are both really good too. But this one and 7800 especially are amazing. I love this album. This is probably their, well, 7800 is a little more rockin', but this is a really great record. A lot of people, you know, a lot of metal guys aren't that good. I mean, not high on Bon Jovi, but I love Bon Jovi. We got Jackal, came out right in 92. Amazing record. I love this one too. I Stand Alone, you know, Dirty Little Mind. Love this album. Back Off Brother, The Lumberjack. Killer album here. And this album here, this is a very unique one here, Leatherwolf. And they almost have an Iron Maiden feel with their guitar playing at times, but they're right in the same genre. I mean, that's the thing. All these bands, you know, they're different, but they all have a common thread. Leatherwolf, great album here. Love this. This one is really good here. This is Demals. Love Demals. And they're kind of like a heavier edged Poison. But, you know, All I Want, 777. You know, I love this album. Destroy. Kind of have a weird attitude, but really killer album there. You got The Scream. This is the first band with John Corabi. Another amazing debut. Love this album. Of course, he went on to be on the self-titled Motley Crue and Union. But this is an amazing record. Love this. And then we got, let's see, some Slave Raider. Love Slave Raider too. Great band. Kind of in the Twisted Sister vein, but a little more glam. But really killer stuff here. Yeah, it's got Make Some Noise. I love that song. It's a good album. This one here almost made my list. Debut from Faster Pussycat. Freaking amazing record. Played to death out of this. Played this album to death when I first got it. Everyone knows Bathroom Wall, Cat House, Don't Change That Song. You know, but this whole album, Smash Alley, great bluesy glam metal. Love it. And then, of course, this one was, I can't believe I didn't put this in my top 20, but Tesla, Mechanical Resonance, totally amazing record. I mean, every one of these records, like I said, is amazing. This is great. You know, every song. This is an all-time classic here. Everyone knows this album. Great one there. Along with this one, another all-time classic. Badlands Debut. Wow, what an album this is. Jakey Lee, Eric Singer, Ray Gillen, Ian Gillen, Ray Gillen. Ian Gillen, Deep Purple. But this is, you know, Dreams in the Dark. This is very bluesy, killer rock. Love it. And then we got the debut from Skid Row, of course. Amazing album here. My third favorite by them, but this album is just a killer. Love this album. Like I said, I really could have, my top 40, I could have put my top 40 down into my top 20, I would have, because they're all like very close, neck and neck to me, all these albums. This one here, I can't believe I didn't. Rough Cut, another one of my very favorites of all time. Love Rough Cut. Amazing record. Man, Take Her and Dreaming Again, Cut Your Heart Out. Love this album. And then we got this one. This is a totally unique one in this genre. Vinnie Vincent Invasion. Man, what a shredding album. It's just non-stop guitar solo all the way through it almost. It's just a badass album. Love it. Love every song on it. I actually like that Vinnie Vincent sings on one of them. That's really cool. And the outro to Invasion just trips me out every time. Really killer album. Love it. And, man, all these are my favorite records that I'm not even having on there. Bang Tango, Psycho Cafe. Man, I saw them live and they were so good. Kind of more, they have like a little bit of a funk feel mixed in with the metal, with the bass, a little funky at times. Really killer stuff. Someone Like You and Breaking Up a Heart of Stone. Love Injection. Wow, what a record. Every song's great on that. One of my favorite bands of all time, and I didn't even put them in my top 20. I can't believe this. Black and Blue, freaking amazing. My favorite band from Portland, Oregon. And this is an amazing record. Oh, man. You know, every song's good on this. Killer record. Black and Blue, so good. And then, of course, Warrant, Dirty, Rotten, Filthy, Stinking Rich. Another amazing record. Everyone knows this one. So many killer debuts. It's just unbelievable. And here's another one that is one of my all-time favorites. Like I said, those top 20, it was hard to even put them because all of these, every one I'm showing is like a favorite of mine. It really is. I'm not just saying that. Saigon Kick. Man, I love this album. I saw them on tour for this right when this album came out. Went and bought the record the next... Well, I think I bought it like right before because I knew I was going to see them. I did, actually. And it's just... They're an amazing band from Florida. Love these guys. Of course, their second and third record I actually like a little bit more, but this is really close. But amazing, amazing band. Then we got this band. This is the Throbs. Kind of a hybrid of Guns N' Roses and Blind Melon or something. I don't know. Really good band here. Love the Throbs. Killer, killer album. This is the Language of Thieves and Vagabonds. Really great. Love this. What do we got here? Freaking Lynch Mob. George Lynch from Dawkins. Wow, what an amazing record this is. Oni Logan on vocals. Wicked Sensation. All-time great record. Along with, of course, Breaking the Chains from Dawkins. A killer, killer debut. My least favorite of their early albums, but it's still amazing. I love this album. You know, every song's good. Young Girls is a great one. Every song. In the Middle. Stick to Your Guns. Not my favorite Stick to Your Guns because Bon Jovi did one. And Sweet FA, but Sweet FA is by far the best of those. Song with that title. But this is a great album. Love it. George Lynch. One of my top 3 guitarists of all time. Love George Lynch. And then, of course, we got Slaughter. Yeah. What an album this is. Stick It To You. I remember when this came out, I was so excited because I knew they were coming from the Vinnie Vincent invasion. You know, Mark Slaughter and Dana Strum. And I was so excited, and I played the hell out of this. I still love it. Amazing record. Very underrated, actually. You listen to this again now, and it holds up. It sounds really good. Really good album. And here's a great one here. This is Cats in Boots, Kicked and Clawed. This will be the first one I show with Joe Ellis on the vocals. I also have a cassette and a CD of him, and he's one of my favorite singers. I love Joel Ellis. This has 2 Japanese players, the guitarist and bass player, and it's an amazing bluesy, hard rock and glam, street metal, whatever you want to call it. It's an amazing record. Her Monkey, one of my very favorite songs of the late 80s. And we got Lord Tracy, another amazing record, Deaf Gods of Babylon. This has the original singer from Pantera, which was on their first 3 records. He was a singer. Amazing. This is just an amazing, no record I've ever heard quite like this. It's got a sense of humor at times. It's really rocking. It's just got all these different genres mixed in. Great, great album. Lord Tracy, Deaf Gods of Babylon. Amazing record. And then, wow, this one. Holy crap. Steelheart, their debut with one of the best singers of all time. I can never say his name right, but, you know, Love Ain't Easy, and, you know, every song on this is great. Can't Stop Me Loving You. You know, I'll Never Let You Go, Angel Eyes, that song was a big hit. This is an amazing record. And then we got, my favorite album by Great White, their debut. Love this record. A little more hard edge than they got later on. Just a great debut. Absolutely love this album. The best Great White, I think. It's an amazing record. Here's another great one. Sleaze Bees, Screwed, Blued, and Tattooed. This just epitomizes the glam metal scene. It's just an amazing record. Hooks. It's, you know, it's got a ballad. It's got heavy stuff all through it. Really catchy, just killer guitar. Amazing album. Love this. Heroes Die Young. Remember that video? And Rockin' in the Western World's great. Stranger Than Paradise, probably their most known song. Amazing album. And then Salty Dog, Every Dog Has Its Day. A little more on the bluesy side. Amazing album. Come Along is one of my favorite songs of all time. I love it. My friend's band used to play it. Great album. Every song's good on this. Every song's good on all these records. That's what's crazy. There's no filler. And then we got Look What the Cat Dragged In, of course. I love this record. It's my favorite Poison record. I think it's way better than Open Up and Say Ah. It's got a heavier edge to it, a more raw kind of party feel to it. I really love that. Good album there. And here's a really cool one. This is Easy O. Japanese band, killer album. Love Easy O. House of a Thousand Pleasures, Flashback, Heart Attack, amazing song. There they are. Kind of had the Kiss Kabuki look. Really cool. This is the one I This is like the only one of all these that I got into later on. My friend JC from the Flip Side sent it to me. It's the front. This is a killer album. 1989. I wish I would have had it back then. I don't know how it passed me by, but this is amazing. I really love the song Pain's great. Every song's great on this. Ritual's amazing. L'Emotion sticks in my head every time I hear it. Great album. And then we got LSD, Life, Sex, and Death. Amazing record here. Very unique. Stanley on the vocals. Nothing like this album. This one is almost too heavy to put in here because it's got almost thrash elements at times, but not. It's just an amazing record. Very unique. Almost alternative glam metal. Really cool. Really bluesy one here, The Hangman. Love this album. Absolute masterpiece. One of my favorite albums of the late 80s. Just no one sounded quite like them. They're more of the street, Guns N' Roses type street rock metal stuff there. And then we got Princess Peng, another great one. That's a female singer. Love this album. It's just, man. Trouble in Paradise is their single. This is a great bluesy, hard rocking album. And then to finish it off, I got Kingdom Come. Great album. Kind of Led Zeppelin-y sounding, but not really. They have their own thing. This is a great album. Lenny Wolf's a killer singer. And this is a really underrated album. And then this one, Hits. This was kind of, hard rock, barely on the edge of this stuff. But this is a killer record. If anyone doesn't know Hits, check it out. And then I wanted to show a couple others that I don't have on vinyl. And these are all like top grails of mine. Starting out, Dirty Looks debut. I absolutely love Dirty Looks, one of my favorite bands of all time. This debut is amazing. One of their 3 best, one of their 4 best. I don't know. Their first 4 albums are all just kick me in the face. But this one here is just killer. Dirty Looks. This one here, Wild Boys Unleashed, another amazing album. Me and my friends played this to death when we were partying. It's just a great party album. Killer stuff. Wild Boys Unleashed. Wild Side, Under the Influence, another amazing one. It's another one I played over and over and over. I've heard this album hundreds of times. Still love it. Amazing. Every song is good. One of the best albums of the early 90s. And here's another one with Joel Ellis. This is Heavy Bones. Amazing record here. It's got the song 4 a.m. TM. That's so killer. Where Eagles Fly. It also has Frankie Benali in the band as the drummer. Gary Hoey is the guitarist. I lose my voice a little. But Joel Ellis, one of my favorite singers ever. This is an amazing record. If you ever have a chance to find this. These are all like my top girls I'm showing. Hurricane Alice, a present from my VCLT from my good friend Angel. Amazing album here. I used to have it on cassette, but I don't have it anymore. The cassette. But this is a great metal-y album. Love Hurricane Alice. And then this one here, Child's Play, Rat Race. Amazing. I need this on vinyl. Been trying to get it, but it's just really hard to get. Absolutely love it. The song My Bottle is one of my favorite songs. I love that. Every song's good on it. And this one here, probably my biggest grail, my number 1 grail at the moment, Every Mother's Nightmare debut. Absolutely love this band. This album is so good. Freaking love it. Another really good one, Johnny Crash, Neighborhood Threat. Kind of in the Dangerous Toys mold, but not quite as good, but really close. Great album there. Here's a really cool one. Electric Boys, Funk-O-Metal Carpet Ride. Had All Lips and Hips. Big hit from that. Amazing album. Need this on vinyl. Here's another great one. McQueen Street. Wow, what a great record this is. Love McQueen Street. Like I said, these are all my biggest grails for vinyl. All these ones I'm showing. And then the debut from Shotgun Messiah. My second favorite album by them. Second Comings. That's actually that's one of my top 2 grails. 2 or 3. But this is a big grail of mine too. Love Shotgun Messiah. And then Black Eyed Susan, another great one. Wow. Love Black Eyed Susan. That's the singer from Brittany Fox. And to finish it off, one of my favorite albums, one of my favorite female singers, Smash Gladys, Social Intercourse. Love this album. Sally Cato, amazing singer, and I love this album. So there we go. I actually have, probably about 50 more I could have showed, but I think that's enough. But these are all just ones I would highly recommend. Any of these I showed, they're all great, amazing stuff. Thank you for doing this video, Brett at Headbangers Closet, to start this, and Ron Haggerty. Both your videos were really killer. Loved watching them both. And everyone, check their channels out, and I will see you later. Goodbye.